Night 2020. My name is David McGrath. I'm the Paragon Headmaster and founder, and I'm here to welcome you to tonight's program. I hope you can relax, sit back, and enjoy the show. I'll send you a copy of the program later on for you to refer back to. And then I'll see you again in a little while to do some live questions and answers on our webinar. I hope you enjoy the program.
Hi there, my name is Crystal Young and I'm the pre-K teacher at Paragon. And this is my 27th year of teaching. 24 of those years have been in pre-K and 3 of them have been in kindergarten. And this is my 4th year here at Paragon. And we started the program in 2017. So a little bit about myself is that I love being a teacher. I love the planning part of teaching. Of course, I also love the kids, but I love planning for the kids and giving all of them activities and doing all that fun stuff. And I love to play with stickers. So there's my calendar for the month. Can you tell I like stickers? And so another thing about me is that I have a son who's 27 years old. He lives in San Marcos, which is pretty close to me because I live in Kyle. And yes, that is quite a commute when we are in school in Paragon. So it kind of during the pandemic, I've kind of enjoyed the commute that I have. So it's about 2 seconds to get to my office, my classroom here. So that's not too bad. But if I had to drive anywhere and go very far, Paragon is the place to go. I really love working there. The staff, the families, the students, they're all wonderful. We're just like a fun little family. And during those commutes, like my very first year, I listened to Audible and listened to books, and I listened to 40 books that year. So I love learning, and that was a great way to get that done. So now I usually only drive up north when I might be heading to a craft store, or going up to CU families to deliver all of your learning packets in your curriculum. Because we learn a lot of our academics, like counting and numbers and sorting patterns and our letters and letter sounds, that requires a lot of materials. And so I enjoy bringing those up to you. And I thought maybe it might be nice if I told you about a way maybe that you could organize all those things that I bring you. So I think it'd be a great idea if you get a box or a crate or something like this. This is one I got like at Walmart for about $4. And then also you can get something to put papers in. So you can do an accordion file like this that has all the little pockets in there that you can put papers and art materials and things in. Also, you can get those at Office Supplies or Walmart. Or I have these things that I am willing to share with you because I have a ton. So there's a file, the hanging file folders, and inside there are folders that have it every day of the week. So you can put their papers and things that they'll need that day. So like I can say, okay, you need to get out your science folder. And there you have it right there. So you know where it all is. And then also in the crate, you can keep like all their school supplies, like their pencils and crayons and markers and glue and all those kind of things. And so that way you'd have one spot so you know where everything is. But there's also something else I'd like to give you to add to it, although both of these things won't fit in there at the same time. So we'll see. But I first bought this little garbage can at Dollar Tree and was thinking that we would use that to put all our little props for the songs and the stories that we're going to do. Like we just did the 5 little monsters hiding under the bed. So that little container could go in here so that anytime we revisit a song, you could pull it out and they have it all there. But then I got to thinking, well, maybe that wouldn't be big enough. So I found this at Michael's just the other day for 80 cents. So I couldn't pass it up. And so I thought, oh, it's a whole lot bigger. We can get a lot more songs and props and stuff in there. Or maybe you could put their school supplies in that and put the songs in there. So we'll see how that goes. But I did want to let you know that your kids are doing a great job on Zoom, as you all know, because we see you pop in and out. And that's lovely to hear from y'all. And I love that they love stories and that we're still able to sing and dance and share and just have a really good time. So teaching virtually is a little bit like being in person, except for we don't have all the hugging, and I do miss that. So I enjoy all of the pre-Ks and their families, and I hope you're having a good time too. Just let me know if I can do anything else to make the experience better. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. I'm Coach Jackie, and I am the Director of Physical Education here at Paragon for kinder through 8th grade. This is my 6th year teaching at Paragon, and I also get to coach team sports at Paragon. I get to coach volleyball, basketball, and track and field. On occasion, I'll help out with some soccer, but yeah, so I really love being a PE teacher because I get to help kids move and have fun while doing it. I think it's a really rewarding job just seeing kids run around, move their bodies, learn how to control themselves, and also just have fun, have a smile on their faces. Some of the goals with the activities that we do is to develop each student's motor skills, hand-eye coordination, strength, flexibility, and spatial awareness. So in kinder through 5th grades, we'll go through several units that include throwing and catching, kicking, striking, and jump roping. And we have a few others that we do as well. But right now we're currently in our throwing and catching unit to help our kids work on their hand-eye coordination. It's been really fun, really interesting seeing the kids do it virtually. I know that there are just minor things that I am missing out on, but it seems like everyone's having a good time so far. Yeah, so Coach Gabe and I are continuously working to come up with activities that we can do to make PE fun and also keep our students safe. That is one of the biggest things that we're always concerned about is our students' safety, making sure they're moving their bodies in a safe way while also having fun. Honestly, we are very excited to get back to teaching in person, and when we get back to campus, we hope to be able to do skate week again. That is the goal, and honestly, just be able to work with a lot of our equipment again that we haven't had an opportunity to use. Yeah, so if you do need to get in touch with me, you can reach me through email if you have any questions, concerns, or are looking for different ways to have your kid move or anything. Just feel free to reach out to me via email. Thank you.
Hi, Paragon families. Welcome to Paragon, the best little school in Austin. I'm so happy to be your child's teacher this year, and I welcome you to our kindergarten frog class. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I taught in AISD for 29 years, kindergarten, except a couple of years were pre-K, so kinder is my dream job. And I'm married, and I have 2 children, Leah and Sammy, and I have 2 fur babies. So that's just a tiny bit about my family, myself. This is my 2nd year at Paragon, and I am so happy I got the opportunity to teach here. I'm very happy here. Paragon is a great school. I love being there. The leadership is so great. They're kind, they're caring, they want the best for the kids and the teachers. They're supportive. They're there for us whenever we need them. Paragon has small class sizes, which is so much better for children to learn in. It's better to teach in as well, but the kids learn much better in a small class. I know that virtual teaching is not what we wanted this year, but for now, I think we're doing a great job. I'm so impressed with the kids. They listen most of the time, and I have most of their attention all the time, and they seem to be enjoying it. They're talking more to their friends on the computer, so that's a good thing. And it won't go on forever, but for now, it's the safest way for us all to stay healthy. And we'll just keep going, and I think we're doing pretty good. I want to tell you a little bit about what we're going to learn this year. We do a lot of letter and sound recognition and practice, and even though some kids already know their letters and sounds, it's good to review and get a better core understanding of them. And we do a lot of basic math at the beginning, but they will definitely be adding, they'll be subtracting. We do sorting and classifying, and we work with manipulatives a lot, which is kind of hard right now, but we will as soon as we're back in school. Some of our science and social studies units, we do a lot of learning about a lot of different animals, objects in the sky, holidays around the world, plants, life cycles, rocks, Texas unit, Native Americans, pilgrims, spiders, pumpkins. Those are just to name a few. And we do a lot of learning how to be a friend, how to be a good friend, how to take care of one another. We have no put downs. I love to give compliments. I love the kids to learn to give compliments to each other. This is a book that I've read once that I will read again to the kids called Have You Filled a Bucket? And it's talking about having an invisible bucket and how you are a bucket filler when you compliment and don't have a put down. So we want to be bucket fillers, not bucket dippers. So I hope that you enjoy being at Paragon as much as I do. I love my class. The kids are great. I can't wait to just hug them and hug them. Hopefully I'll get to do that. And I'm always available. If you ever have any questions or concerns, you can email me. You all have my email. I'm available anytime. I check my emails periodically through the day, and I'm here for you. So just hang on and keep encouraging your kids and let them know that it's okay and it's a safe way to learn. And I look forward to a great year with you. Thanks. Bye.
And now, from the comfort of his own home in Austin, Texas, it's music time with Mr.
Hello, Paragon parents. I'm Gabe Rothschild, or as the students know me, Mr. Gabe, and I am teaching music and providing music activities for pre-K through 5th grade this year. If your student is in pre-K through 1st grade, I provide videos and activities that I upload to Google Classroom every week. And also, you can browse around on my channel and check out Music Time with Mr. Gabe on YouTube, where I'm putting up activities, and there's also some old stuff. So lots of stuff to do and lots more coming. And if your student is in 2nd through 5th grade, I'll be meeting with them once a week on Zoom. So some of you I've probably met, and some of you it's the first time. If so, nice to meet you. Just to start out, a little bit about me. I have been working for Paragon since last school year. That was my first year, and we had a pretty successful first half of the year. We had a great talent show and seasonal winter show, and then we also did some great stuff, or at best as we were learning, on Zoom, and we're kind of continuing off of what we've learned from the end of last year for the beginning of this year. I studied film in college, and afterwards I went to Japan, where I taught English for a few years, and I got to work with a company starting an English Through Fun program, and I got to help them open up various schools and go around and train their staff and come up with new curriculum that involved music, art, activities, videos, all sorts of fun ways to learn English. Well, I met my wife in Japan. We came back to Texas, which is where I'm from. For a number of years, we ran a food truck, and after that, I really wanted to go back into education. So before I was working for Paragon, I worked for a few years as a Montessori teacher in the lower elementary classroom, teaching all subjects. And I really wanted to get back into just teaching music. So the past 2 years, I started just focusing on music. Besides Paragon, I teach around town at other schools, or I was, and I'm still doing it with various students through online platforms. So as I mentioned, I do play in a band around town or online around town right now called The Other Brothers. It's for kids, but I've also played for years in bands that are not for kids, and I've done a lot of sketch comedy, a lot of theater, any sort of performance, and I really enjoy writing. So let me talk a little bit about my approach to teaching music, especially with us online. I really want to make music fun. I always want to make it something accessible to children, and even if playing an instrument isn't your thing, I want you to be able to find your spot. Do you maybe want to write the words? Do you maybe have a good idea for a dance, a good idea for a rhythm or a melody? Maybe you don't want to sing, but you want to learn how to write a song. So speaking of which, writing a song is one of my biggest focuses. I really think it's important, no matter any age, to give children the ability and empower them to feel like they are taking part in something they like. I know I've heard all sorts of kids always making up little songs, making up little chants, and so I know that that's something that is a really good avenue to get kids into music. So let me talk a little bit about what I planned for this school year. If you have a younger child, pre-K through first, I'll be putting up videos. Sometimes they're just great songs to sing along. Sometimes there may be 10 or 15 minute sort of sing along, sit down activities that might have to do with hand play. They might have to do with learning about different instruments or rhythm. These can be watched whenever you really feel like it, and maybe they want to watch it again. And they're good for little siblings, and maybe even the older siblings who play instruments want to sit and join and help the younger sibling sing along or do the call and response or do the dance moves. If you have an older child, 2nd through 5th, that I'll be meeting with once a week, I'll be using the same video sometimes to say, hey, look at this video. Let's talk about the elements of the song. Let's talk about what is the rhythm for that song, what is the genre, and so on and so on. And that's kind of where we started this year, is we're breaking down the songs again and just making sure we're all on the same page using the same language. So what are the elements of music? And what are the elements of a song? And so how can we write our own song? And we've already started kicking ideas around. So for the younger children, I'm going to try to get a ukulele into everybody's hands for the 2nd and 3rd graders. And for the 4th and 5th graders, I took a survey of who has what instruments at home and who has experience with those instruments, playing them, and who has experience with production things. Like some children I know are already used to using GarageBand or Final Cut or an app on their phone. So I want to work with them. My idea is that we're going to be able to record some things at home no matter what grade you're in. Maybe for the younger children, it's a cover. Maybe for the older children, it's something we're going to write together. Maybe for the older children, it's a bigger piece and they each play a small piece and I edited it all together. And for some of the other kids, maybe we're all going to play to me and then I'm going to edit together in a video for a finale. Last year, we had 2 talent shows, one that was in person and one that was virtual. And this year, I'm trying to ask kids we're going to do 5th grade first. It's going to be all 5th graders and then 4th graders. So we're going to have more regular talent shows, and you can probably check those out on the Paragon Facebook or YouTube page, and we'll be telling you when those are going to premiere. So if your child is in 2nd through 5th grade, let me walk you through basically what a Zoom class with me is like. Whenever the students come into the room, if I open it a few minutes early or for the first few minutes, I'll probably be playing a video of an artist that I want to feature that's kid-friendly but could also serve to teach what we're talking about this week. But I'll just let them enjoy the video and let them enjoy the music for what it is, and then afterwards we're going to be talking about it. So for example, so recently I featured this song, it's Noodles and Butter by Casper Baby Pants. Cool video, cool song, kids of all ages like it. And we talk about, well, what are we hearing, you know? Okay, so after everyone's in the room and we chatted for a brief amount about the first song that I might have been showcasing and the artist, I will show something called Radio Taiso. I'll encourage the kids to get up with me and do a little movement. I know they have PE, sometimes they roll their eyes, but some kids have been getting into it, and I've been encouraging them, when you come to music class, have a little bit of space, because we're going to do Radio Taiso, and one of the reasons is maybe for some of the other activities, we're going to stand up, we're going to do dance moves, we're going to want to be able to be physical. So we want to be able to include our body and rhythm in music class, and that's why I started with Radio Taiso. It's a common daily exercise in Japan, and there's hundreds of videos. So we're starting with these basic ones so the kids can kind of learn it, and then we're going to move to really silly ones where, you know, Pokemon and stuff like that are doing it, and the kids are always excited to see that and think it's really funny. So after the warm-up, we usually go back to the song we were first listening to, or something that we're familiar with that we listened to last week, or a song I play all the time, like Schmurtle the Turtle by my band, the Other Brothers. And we might learn something new building on top of what we learned last week. So like this past week, what we were working on was, what is a verse? What is a chorus? What is a bridge? And then I might make an extension assignment for the next week. I want them to send me something like, what is a song with a bridge? You know, we'll talk about it a bit in class. I had some really funny responses, some that definitely weren't bridges, but someone brought up a song, A Dust in the Bottle, a 90s country song, definitely my bread and butter. And I was like, yeah, that's great. That totally has a bridge. We played it, we listened to it. So this past week, for a lot of the kids, it was find a bridge, send me the bridge. And this is all building up towards me saying, okay, let's write our own songs. After that, we usually play a game that has to do with a live instrument I have, and we kind of go around the Zoom room, and I take suggestions, and I make it into songs to sort of embody and example what we just learned about. And then to end class, I'll usually play a musical game or some sort of rhyming game just to keep kids really active and excited about making music, making poems, writing. And sometimes I'll have a show and tell. So I've been telling kids, okay, if you have an instrument, you can bring it, and I'll let you show a little bit of what's been going on. So some kids have been showing their pianos, their recorders, their ukuleles. Okay, so how can you help your child succeed in music class or with music at home, especially while we're online? A lot of kids answered the survey. They said, I have this instrument, I have that instrument. But some kids say, I think I have this instrument, or I need this guitar to be strung up, or I need this keyboard dragged out of the closet. So first and foremost, making all the instruments available that you have at your house. Maybe it's a good time to string up that old guitar. Maybe it's a good time to strike up the family band. That's the second part I want to say is, it's a great time to enjoy music. We only meet once a week for music, but I tell kids, it's always a great time to listen to music, to play music, and I'm always interested to see what you're doing outside of music class. So my email is open. If you ever want to record something, even if there's not a talent show, just send me what you've been up to and you want to help your kid do that, a little dance routine, a song they wrote, or a song they're trying to learn how to play on guitar. I'd love to see it. And that being said, you're always welcome to get in touch with me on my email. And if you want to talk at all about how music class is going, how music outside of class is going for your child, I'm very open. I teach private guitar and ukulele lessons around town as well on Zoom and in people's front yards lately. So I'm very interested in how your child is using music to get through and be creative while we're sort of in this quarantine situation. I know there's a lot of musical families and musical children at Paragon, and I'm really excited for this year to build on what we started last year and try to get some great video stuff from home and keep the kids creative, keep the kids excited, and keep the kids singing and dancing. So with that, I'll say goodbye, and I will talk to you soon.
Good evening, parents. Welcome to first grade. Mr. Lemoine here, ready to talk to you all about first grade this evening. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself before I started off with first grade. I am newly married, only been married for about a year, and new to Austin, thanks to my husband who recently got a job here, so we moved here from Louisiana. I've been teaching for the past 17 years. 13 of those were in public school, and the past 4 were in private school. I absolutely love learning and love learning new things to be able to teach my students, and so I'm always striving for improvement in my teaching abilities and styles. I also, on a personal note, love cooking and eating and food in general, along with gardening and various other fun hobbies that I like along the way as well. Teaching is just a complete passion for me. Since the day that I started teaching, I've just loved teaching. I love being able to work with the students, to move them along the continuum, to see them constantly improve. I love seeing their little light bulbs pop on whenever they realize something and understand something. And I love being with them and getting to have fun with them and help them learn. I have friends who often tell me that the reason I teach first grade is because basically I'm a big first grader. So that kind of just goes with the territory, I guess. I highly enjoy getting to have fun with my students and helping them learn and see how much they grow in a year. For the plan for first grade this year, so to kind of give you an idea in some different areas, I'm going to first start off in math. In the areas of math, we're going to work on a variety of different things, such as addition and subtraction. We'll go up to 2-digit, maybe even 3-digit for some by the end of the year with addition and subtraction. We'll be working on other areas such as geometry, time, measurement, data, and money as well. In reading, I am a huge avid reading lover. And so I work really hard to instill in my students this love of reading. So the past 2 weeks, we've been working on learning through the reading workshop. And so I am actually trying to instill in them this love for reading, this passion for reading, and building their reading stamina. So this year, I'm really going to work hard on helping your child to grow from wherever they are along the reading continuum to get them all along up to at least a DRA 18 or higher. DRA is the Developmental Reading Assessment. That is the assessment tool that we use as a national benchmark to gauge where students are. And generally a 16 or an 18 is the end of first grade, ideally, before they go on into second grade. So we'll achieve that through guided reading groups. We'll achieve that through practicing in our reading workshop. We have our shared reading where we read our fun little books and sing our little songs and read poems. And we also have those sight words that you've probably seen your students starting to get so that they can practice those sight words and know those in a snap so they can really focus on the more difficult, challenging words that can usually phonetically be figured out. We have our phonics program, which is going systematically through the phonics curriculum the continuum of phonics for first grade. And so you see that program going on throughout the year. For writing, we're working super hard to instill a love of writing for the students as well. We're going to work later this year on different areas of writing, including expository, narrative, and some persuasive writing that they'll get to as well during the year. In science and social studies, we're going to be doing all kinds of fun things. We've already started one unit on citizenship. We're going to be doing motion and forces, and we're going to continue through other fun things like space and animals and holidays and other things like that too. So it's going to be a really great and fun time this year with all of that. I want you to know that I'm working super hard and thinking critically each week as I'm teaching my students. Whatever strategies I'm using, I'm trying to make sure that it's A, using their time wisely, B, using your time wisely, and B, me most effectively using my time wisely so that I can reach all of my students in whatever way possible through this distance learning scenario. Once we're back at school, that scenario will change, of course, because we'll be able to handle being at school. But for now, I appreciate all of your time, your effort, your patience, and all of your feedback to help me to constantly improve the system that I've put in place for the beginning of the school year for distance learning. As it continues on, know that I'll continue to make little tweaks through the weeks, and I welcome all of your feedback anytime that you have any for me regarding any of that. And speaking of feedback, feel free to reach out to me anytime that you want or can. I'm always available via email, which you've all been really great about. Please let me know if there's any comments or questions or anything that you ever have, and just know that I'm always here for you. Have a wonderful day.
Hello, I'm Emily Bolt, and I have the unique honor of teaching kindergarten through 8th grade. I love that I get to teach everyone at Paragon because I have the unique opportunity to watch students grow. This is my 12th year at Paragon, which means I've watched students go from being in 1st or 2nd grade all the way to 8th grade and move on to high school. We've had many students go on to the McCallum Fine Arts program. And honestly, it doesn't matter what they go on to do. The skills that they're going to learn in art, starting in kindergarten all the way up, are going to benefit them no matter what they decide to do. One reason why I love teaching art is because it draws you into the present moment. When we start to put our hand to paper or hand to clay, we can't help but bring our mind and our body into the same place. It's innately mindful. So I love that art brings us into the present moment. It gives us an opportunity to do something that is full of presence, a little bit meditative, hopefully a little bit therapeutic, and certainly we're going to learn some skills along the way. Some people come to my art class and they say to me, I'm not an artist, or I'm not creative. Well, I don't believe any of that. My belief is that everyone is born an artist. You are human. You are born with innate creativity. Just the fact that you were able to put some ingredients together to make breakfast or choose the clothes that you're wearing today, this is all testament of your creativity. Creativity is not creating something out of nothing. Creativity is taking what you already know. It's taking the resources that you have available to you and rearranging them in some sort of new or interesting way. So that's what creativity is. Now, artistic skills, the ability to be able to draw or paint or sculpt, realistically, is a skill that I believe anyone can learn if you're taught the right steps and, of course, you practice. So in art, my goal for our kindergarten through 2nd graders is just to start to build those skills and to start to create a love and appreciation for art, both the making process, help them build their confidence as makers, and also a love and an appreciation of why other people have created art and what that's contributed to our society, how it's helped us get as far as we are today. Now, I know that one of the most exciting parts about going to art class is stepping into that studio and seeing all the amazing art supplies that you're going to get to use that you may not have at home. So that's one of the things that's a unique challenge for teaching remotely this year. But I'm taking inspiration from Bob Ross and Fred Rogers, and I figure if they can do it virtually, well, so can I. At least I know that I'm gonna try my best to give students creative opportunities to make with whatever they have at home. I think being resourceful is an extremely important life skill. So it doesn't matter what supplies you have at home, you're gonna be able to create this year. Already in the first 2 weeks, we've made sculptures, we've made drawings, and we've started learning about the elements of art, those foundations, those fundamentals for making art and observing and analyzing art. And throughout the year, we're gonna continue to create with just whatever we have at home. I spent a summer in India working at a school in the slums where literally all we had was paper and pencil. It doesn't matter where you're at, you can make art. You can make art with the dirt and the sticks outside your front door. So this is something that I want our students to know and understand is creativity is really creating from the resources that you already have available, and we can have a lot of fun together. This year we're gonna start, of course, by learning the elements of art. Then we're gonna move into learning about some prehistoric art around the world. And then we're just gonna take a survey of art from different cultures and different times and use that as inspiration to learn new skills and have opportunities to be creative at home. I can't wait to see what your students create. I can't wait to see the images that you upload to Google Classroom so I can see their work and we can continue to grow together. Now, if you ever have any questions, if you want to reach out to me, you can always get in touch with me through email, emily@paragonprep.com. I'm genuinely excited to get to know your students and to create together this year.
Good evening. Welcome to Parent Night. I'm Miss Lennon. I just wanted to start off by saying a little bit about myself. I just recently moved back to Texas from Florida. In Florida, I taught kindergarten and second grade. I really like teaching second grade. I feel like the children are more independent and eager to learn. They're coming from learning to read to reading to learn. I'm looking forward to soon teaching your child in class when it is safe to do so. This year, I will be working with your children on different focus skills for phonics, such as short and long vowel sounds, initial blends, final blends, double endings, digraphs, three-letter blends and contractions, and more. In grammar, capitalization, punctuation, spelling, vocabulary word meanings, and relationships. I'm looking forward to my guided reading groups that I'll be starting this week. I'm also looking forward to doing novel studies. We will also be practicing our handwriting and our printing power workbook. And we also will be starting cursive writing in our cursive kickoff workbook. In writing this year, we will be focusing on narrative, information, and opinion writing. In math, we will be working on adding and subtracting 2- and 3-digit numbers, meanings of multiplication and division, money, number patterns, and algebra, fractions, geometry, measurement, and data. In science, properties of matter, plant life, ecosystems, earth systems, space, and weather. And in social studies, we will be focusing on citizens, inventors, pioneers, culture. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. You can reach me via email or on the Remind app. Have a good night. Thank you.
Hello, Paragon parents returning and new. My name is Joey Silva, and I'm the Director of Student Development here at Paragon. I got my degree from the University of Texas at Dallas in psychology, and I have my master's degree from the University of Texas Austin in educational psychology. Basically, what I do here at Paragon is monitor and track your students' academic, social, and emotional progression the time they're here at Paragon, intervening whenever necessary. This is my 6th year here at Paragon, and it looks like it's going to be the most challenging of them all from what the world is telling us, but we're happy that you guys have come here and returned. I also run the Valor program here at Paragon, which is our support program. What that program is a support program if your student needs some kind of motivational help, some tutoring help, or they have some kind of learning difference. I also coordinate with outside agencies to make sure that your student is fully supported, and coordinate with the teachers to make sure they receive these goals and help support these goals from professionals. I attend our staff meetings with the rest of the teachers and make sure they're passing on information from me to if there's anything that I might be able to help with students that they might see struggling. In that case, I can reach out to you. And on your end, you can always reach out to me on the other side. And if your student is struggling at home, or you have some kind of family event such as a pet dying. But basically, I'm your one-stop shop if your kid needs support. When we get back to seeing each other, hopefully, which is sooner than later, I will be in and out of classes, in and out of study halls to make sure I kind of have my ear to the ground and see what's going on as far as students and need as I see within the classroom. If you have questions about this, I know it's a lot of information and you might have some, please come to me directly, as every case seems to be different. Rarely do we see a case where one solution is going to work for every single kid. So we're going to make sure that I have a learning plan and a goal plan that's designed unique for your student, and then making sure that their needs and your needs are being met. Other than that, I do have a show that I make with Mr. Hathaway each day while we're virtual. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's on the Paragon Valor YouTube channel. And we basically put out a show each day at noon where me and him talk, kind of like how we do if we were in quote-unquote regular school. In regular school, I kind of walk around the lunchrooms and during the kids' breaks and whatnot and just kind of talk to them and make sure they're having, a good day and check in on with them. So that's what we kind of have the show for, to kind of have them a place to come and talk to us, and seeing me and Mr. Hathaway each day, as we're not a regular teacher that they would see otherwise each day while we're doing this virtually. So we do have that show on our YouTube channel. Check that out. I would love to have a parent come on our show. I mean, that would be pretty cool to have a parent be on the Mark and Joey show as well. So that's kind of a couple of things I've been doing just to help, get us through these unprecedented times we're going through right now. So again, if you're struggling with any type of thing, motivation, your kids are bored, please feel free to reach out to me. I thank you all for your time. And again, I look forward to meeting you and maybe talking to you here at the panel at the end of this presentation.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Hathaway here. I am the other owner of the school and business manager for Paragon Prep. So typically, if you get an email from the business office, that's me. So it's typically sending invoices for whatever it might be, whether it's tuition installments, or it might be, as we get back, if we get back into aftercare or Fast Food Fridays and things like that, those will come from me. And so if you ever have any questions about anything, just let me know, and I can help you out with that or get your receipts. And the best way to do it is to email me at mark@paragonprep.com. I can't believe it, but this is our 24th year here. I fight with the title of Director of Fun with Miss Hay, but hey, if we have more people trying to direct fun, then that's good for us. I think as we get back to campus, that'll be our number one thing, is to make sure that we, we'll be learning in the classroom, but we'll also be having as much fun as we can together in a safe way at school. That's one of the things I love about our school. From the first year where we had 46 kids to now, I mean, we've gone through, we've been at different campuses and we've moved here, and I really like that our personality as a school is the same as it was that first year. Kind of quirky, kind of fun, but getting lots of stuff done. So anyways, looking forward to an interesting year, and so can't wait to meet all of you in person someday. So anyways, here's to a good 2021.
I am starting my 10th year at Paragon, and most of those years I have been a parent as well as an administrator here. And one thing that always surprises me every year is how much dedication and expertise and patience and skill our staff has. This summer has been unlike any other. Our teachers have worked tirelessly this summer, barely taking a break, to try to prepare for our virtual online start. So usually at this time in the parent night meeting, I will tell you about our teacher appreciation meals. we don't appreciate our teachers just one week in the spring. We actually come up with a plan to appreciate them every week. And so I'm going to take off my administrator hat and put on my parent hat and say, I know these teachers deserve every bit of anything we can give them after everything that they've done to prepare this fall and everything that they're doing right now to prepare for a hybrid program as well as a return to campus. I get to see our staff meetings and their professional development and just the level of professionalism and dedication that our teachers have is matched by no other. It is impressive, and I am so proud to have my children here learning with these fine educators. You will be receiving an email from me in the next few days explaining our Teacher Appreciation Meal program. You can do anything to help appreciate the teachers. You could drop off donuts or cookies. Since we are virtual, it might be better to just donate to our Teacher Appreciation Fund. And Mrs. Jones finds all of our favorite things and sends them to our house, which is amazing if you're working hard all week. And then on Friday, a bag of Tiff's treats arrives. It is absolutely mind-blowing how that can change the trajectory of a weekend. So we appreciate you parents. I, as an administrator, appreciate when you guys take care of our teachers and let them know how much we appreciate their dedication and their time that they have spent on our children and giving them the best education that they can. And with that, it brings us to the end of our program tonight. If you have any questions, anything that's been left that we haven't addressed, please stick around for the webinar and you can ask any of our teachers. You can also feel free to contact any of us. All of our information is available on our website at paragonprep.com. And have a great evening.